So, unfortunately, we have some not so great news following that really good news about Tulsi. Questions raised about second black man found hanging from a damn tree, people. Hanging from a damn tree. 10 days before Robert Fuller was found dead, another black man was found dead under similar circumstances only 50 miles away. His family says they think they think suicide is a comfortable excuse. The article goes on to say, as hundreds of protesters gathered in Palmdale, California on Saturday to demand more investigation into the death of 24-year-old black man found hanging from a tree, questions emerged about a similar death 10 days earlier, 50 miles away. The family of Robert Fuller, whose body was discovered by a passerby on Wednesday, said they don't believe he would take his own life. And now relatives of 38-year-old Malcolm Harsh, who was found in a tree in Victorville on May 31st, says they are skeptical that he killed himself outside of the city library. That seems like you're putting somebody on display. Let's be honest. Hirsch's family came forward on Saturday to say they believe preliminary findings of suicide are just an easy way for authorities to avoid any further media attention. The deputy who called to confirm this death asked questions about drug or alcohol use. He made a statement about how the coronavirus has hit people really hard and said that a USB cord was used to hang himself. Hirsch's family said in a statement on Sunday. Hermione Harsh, one of Malcolm's sisters, told the Daily Beast that the police had not offered an explanation for why blood was found on Malcolm's shirt. How do you not have an explanation for that? I feel like that's pretty basic. That's like one of the most basic things in an autopsy. You find out whose DNA it was, if it was his DNA, how did it get there? Did he climb himself? Did he hurt himself, scratch, climbing the tree? He could have scratched himself climbing a tree, but that's not what's being said. Did he hurt himself? Is it somebody else's DNA? Are you even finding out if somebody else was there? Are you doing any investigative work? No, because it was ruled suicide. Why would they keep investigating? When something gets ruled a suicide, that gives the police department a pass. They don't have to investigate anymore. That's why they did it, in my humble opinion. The explanation of suicide does not seem plausible. There are many ways to die, but considering the current racial tension, a black man hanging himself from the tree definitely doesn't sit well with us right now. We want justice, not comfortable excuses, the family said. Man, listen, let's not play naive, people. Black men don't hang themselves from trees. There might be, actually, I don't even think suicide rates amongst black people is as high as it is amongst any other race, if I'm not mistaken. Hold up, let me make sure. I don't want to lie to you, but I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, suicide rates are already mad low amongst black. African Americans. Let's ask DuckDuckGo what the suicide rate is amongst black people. So recently, African American youth have been experiencing suicidal thoughts a little bit more often than they had in the past, or at least it's being reported more often than they've had in the past. So younger people are seemingly seeing a spike in suicide, but it's between the ages of 5 and 12, and then 13 to 19. So you take that for what it is. So what's Mr. Fuller? I want to say Fuller is his name. Yeah, Mr. Fuller might be within that range, but the older character definitely is not. And like I said, if they are going to kill themselves, it's highly unlikely that they're going to hang themselves from a tree in the middle of nowhere to make a spectacle. That's just not what black people do. I don't know how to say that. It's just not how black people get down. I don't, you know, we be doing some things, but that's not one of them things we be doing. Okay? Just being real with you. I don't know how else to tell you. Like, how am I supposed to take a police department seriously? How am I supposed to take the death of black bodies, or at least how am I supposed to take the word of a police department who takes the death of a black body so loosely? If that was a white woman who had blood on her shirt, it would not be ruled a suicide unless she was investigating Hillary Clinton. Okay, that, you know, if she's investigating Hillary Clinton, is automatically going to be ruled a suicide. But in any other circumstance, it's not going to be ruled a suicide, right? If that was a white woman, that you're not going to look at that white woman family and tell and lie straight to their face, because they're going to take you to court. They're going to bring all kinds of attention to it, right? They're going to make you investigate. Hell, y'all will scapegoat somebody just to make the community feel safer, like y'all know how to do y'all job. But immediately upon finding the two black men within 50 miles of each other who died in the exact same fashion, you rule both of them suicides. The fact, 50 miles is very, very close when you're talking about somebody dying in the exact same way. When you couple that with the fact that we do have such heightened racial tensions, and more specifically, the police departments have heightened. They've exposed just how much racial tension they have with the general community and anyone who defends black people in these communities, or brown people in these communities for that matter. Because otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, how exactly do you commit suicide or commit murder or lynching in a damn public, in front of a public library, which is generally downtown, depending on what time of town you're in. But generally speaking, public libraries are downtown, and that's what they said in the article. So you're telling me no one saw it? No one did anything about it? No one tried to stop him? That he just had been studying that area for the last 2-3 months to see exactly when would be a good time for him to hang himself with the USB cord right in front of one of the most public places you could be in front of? Clearly, like, why would you do it in front of a public space? Because you wanted everybody to see it. You wanted everybody to see you die? Come on. Calling a death a suicide is like being part of the Clinton body count. No further investigation. But it's true though. There is no further investigation because they immediately declared suicide. And like the family said, they have not explained why there is blood on the shirt of not Fuller, but give me a second. I won't mess my man's name up. Malcolm Harsh. So they have not actually explained why there's blood on his shirt to the family who asked. Now, I'm not an expert when it comes to this type of stuff, but I can tell you this. Whenever you find trouble getting an autopsy for a suicide, when they're involved in something major that could bring a lot of negative attention to a police department, an organization, et cetera, whenever you can't find an autopsy, whenever you're not getting straight answers, it's never a good thing. And that's from personal experience. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't know what we're dealing with and what we have been dealing with over the last couple of weeks. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't know that police departments have been infiltrated by the KKK. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? I wonder if I can find that article real quick for y'all. Because I think that people really have not, they just don't understand. Like, how bad this shit is. Like, hold up, let me see if I can find it. So this was by the Griot. And this was May 12, 2015. This actually got talked about again recently within the last year or so. But it's from the Griot on May 12, 2015. So this is how long ago we've known about this. FBI's warning of white supremacists infiltrating law enforcement nearly forgotten. Because of intensifying civil strife over recent killings of unarmed black men and boys, many Americans are wondering what's wrong with our police. Remarkably, one of the most compelling but unexplored explanations may rest with an FBI warning in October 2006, which reported that white supremacists' infiltration of law enforcement represented a significant national threat. Once again, the FBI warned in October 2006, which reported that white supremacist infiltration of law enforcement represented a significant national threat. In other words, it isn't just a couple of people. It isn't just a damn traffic cop. There are enough white supremacists in law enforcement now, and that was in 2006. People, that was 10 years ago, 15 years ago almost. There was enough white supremacists that the FBI had to warn that we were in the middle of it was a national problem. And what did Barack Obama decide to do? Militarize them. I mean, why are we surprised that white supremacists have infiltrated the police departments? I mean, basically, they've been propped up by white supremacists like Hillary Clinton, like Joe Biden. Hell, you can even make an argument that Obama is damn near a white supremacist the way he acts. Sparky, thank you very much for the super chat. Would it put it past soulless GMO and non-GMO outfits to fan the flames of racial tension by commuting murder? I'm not sure what GMO, unless you're talking about genetically modified organisms. But it should not be surprising anymore that like I said, we covered this the other day. Cops trained by racist IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, right? The IDF who teaches them two things: how to occupy territories, which they specialize in, and how to kill people as quickly as possible with Krav Maga. On top of that, like I said, the FBI warned in 2006 that our police departments have been infiltrated by white supremacists. And now, whenever two men died in a very similar fashion, right down the street from each other, effectively, that's what 50 miles represents when you're talking about, a killing that is almost exactly the same, given the circumstances that we're in right now. That is down the street. That's a similar suicide down the street, and you immediately rule it a suicide, killing all investigation, discussion about investigation, and then you hit us with platitudes, not even adequately addressing the family's concerns. I'm not surprised by this type of behavior anymore. It's sad. It's frustrating. It's not the same, people. I don't know how to explain. It's not the same. Even when it comes to corrupt policing, yes, poor people are taken advantage of just like black people. However, y'all not being hung from trees, bro. It's not the same. It's not. There gotta be like no other black people in the region for poor white people to get taken advantage of to the degree they are. And even still, if there's two black people in that region, I guarantee they're treated worse than any of the poor white people in the area. Your daughter disappears, they're going to look for her. Okay? If my daughter comes out too dark and disappears, my son comes out too dark and disappears, hell, the police might have been involved in it. And that's facts. It's unfortunate that we got to think like that, but this is the world we live in. So I hope that family keeps speaking up. Make sure y'all talk about that story, because I feel like that one's not getting a lot of attention. So make sure that y'all speak up for these young men. Once again, their names are Robert Fuller, and Malcolm Harsh. Robert Fuller was discovered, his body was discovered last Wednesday, so that's the most recent body. And then Malcolm's was discovered 10 days prior, May 31st. If you like that segment of Mikasa Sukasa, don't forget to like the video and smash that subscribe button. Want access to members only live streams, behind the scenes footage, and other premium content? Well, you can endorse us on Rockman Premium, become a patron through Patreon, or you can sign up for the MCSC Premium membership through YouTube. All the links are in the description below. But hey, more than anything else,
more than anything else,
always remember,
find your balance.
find your balance. Find your balance.
Find your balance.
Find your balance. Find your balance.
Always remember, more than anything else, find your balance.
peace.